Good morning, students. I am your social science teacher. In the previous lecture, we have talked about the India size and location, different aspect of that. Now we will start the next chapter, that is physical feature of India. Let's start. Today the topic is physical feature of India. In this chapter, we will talk about the different land structure, different physical features of India. Like we have mountains here in the northern area, we have the desert area here in the Rajasthan area. We have the plain area also here, plateau here in this region. So in this chapter we will discuss about the varied landforms, land structure and terrain of the country. So let's start the topic. There are 4 points which I have mentioned here. So let's talk about one by one. The first point is India has all major physical features of Earth. Example: mountains, plains, deserts, plateaus, and islands. You can see here India is having island also like this one. You can see Andaman and Nicobar Island in Bay of Bengal. Here you can see the Lakshadweep Island in the Arabian Sea. So if you see the terrain of India, you will find that there are almost every kind of land feature or physical feature are present. So India is not only diverse in the sense of uh, culture, it is also diverse in the sense of the physical feature also. Let's talk about the second point. In India, the soil color varies from place to place as it is formed from the different types of rocks. When we talk about the formation of soil, basically it is determined by the parent rock structure. The formation of soil is basically determined by the parent rock structure. So suppose that if we are talking about the black soil, it has a different elements. And when we talk about the alluvial soil, which is generally found in this plain area, alluvial soil is further divided into Adar and Bhangar soil. These soils are different from these black soils. So basically it is determined by the parent rock structure or parent rock. And next topic is India is a large landmass formed during the different geological periods. When we talk about the geographical formations or structure, it does not happen in years or one decade or one century. It takes very long period of time, let's say that thousands year. So landmass like India or African continent, Australian continent, these are not formed in 100 year or 200 year. It takes lots of time. Last point in this slide is India's relief features are outcome of other processes like weathering, erosion, deposition. Relief features are outcome of different factors like plate tectonic movement, but there are something which is which is not internal in nature. They occurs in on the earth, like processes like weathering, erosion and deposition. For example, if you go to the Tarai area or upper region of that, you will find there will be a boulders. When you go to the foothill area of Himalaya, there are some kind of boulders, and when you will go down of that, you will find small pebbles there. And once you gradually move towards the plain area, you will find very soil kind of, very minute particle of soils. So these things, how these things varies or why this happens because of these factors like weathering, erosion deposition, and all these things. Now, as I talked about, as in the previous slide, we have talked about the different physical features of India, like mountain, islands, desert area. In this slide, we will talk about the basic reason why these features are formed, and how the what is plate tectonics, and how they move from one place to another place. The first point is India has varied physical features whose formation can be explained on the basis of the theory of plate tectonics. When we talk about the theory of plate tectonics, it is according to the theory of plate tectonics, the seven major plate. This should be, you need to keep this in your mind, seven major plates and some minor plates also that form the earth crust keep moving, causing stress and thus leading to holding, faulting, and volcanic activity. Now, how you will understand that? Let's take the example of Himalayan mountain. Himalayan mountain. How it is formed? It is a young, Himalayan mountain is young folding mountain. We all know about it. How it is formed? It is formed due to this, due to the movement of the tectonic plates. As I told you in this point that there are seven major tectonic plates. They form different kind of geographical structure by converging, diverging, and by transforming with each other. Now, what are these terms? How you will understand this? Let's take see this picture. This is a transform boundary. How this happens when two tectonic plates slides, when two tectonic plates slides with each other, like in this manner. When these two tectonic plates are sliding in this manner, you can see here, one is moving this side, second is moving this side. Okay, then it forms the transform boundary. But when tectonic plates are moving away from each other, when they move away from each other, then they form the divergent boundary. And when tectonic plates move towards each other, they form the convergent boundary. So when we talk about the Himalayan mountain, you may ask the question that, sir, Himalayan mountain kaise bana hai? So Himalayan mountain is formed due to this process, this convergent process. By converging two plates, these Himalayan mountains are formed, and Himalayan mountains are folding mountains, and they are young mountains. I think you all have got these three terms of geography: transform, divergent, and convergent. No, you can see here it is mentioned that plates can have convergent, divergent, and transform boundary. Let's talk about the next point, that is India's peninsular part is made from one of the oldest landmass of the world, Gondwana land. When we talk about the different continent, different continents are not they were not as it is at they are today. Basically they are formed by the process of divergent, transform, convergent. So when we talk about the India was the part of oldest landmass of the world, that was the Gondwana land. It was a single landmass comprising India, Australia, South Africa, South America, and Antarctica. You may ask that how this kind of assumption has been formed about the oldest landmass. How you can say that these land masses were at one time they were one single landmass? If you see the structure of these land masses, either you talk about India, Australia, South Africa, South America, Antarctica, when you combine it, you will form a whole structure. Okay, so and most importantly, The whole landmass of India is not part of Gondwana. Only peninsular part is the part of the Gondwana land. You should remember this point. Only peninsular part of the India, and remaining the northern plains are the product of this process, formation of young folding mountain. This process, either you talk about the Himalayan Terai region or plain area, these are the result of this convergent boundary formation and resulted into the formation of young folding Himalayan mountain. Now let's come to the questions which you need to complete in your notebook. The first question is, mention the three types of plate movements I had described. I have described this right now, that what are the plate movements and how many types of plate boundaries are formed, like divergent, convergent, and transform. What was Gondwana land? Gondwana land was the oldest land mass. India was part of that. The third question is, what is a divergent boundary? Divergent, I had described that what is divergent boundary. When the plates go away from each other, they form the divergent boundary. List the different physical features of India. There are many physical features of India, like mountainous area, mountains, uh, islands, deserts, and hills, plains. So you can name them in this question. Last question is, name any four factors which are responsible for creating and modifying the relief of its present form. There are many. I'm just going to name one of two to three of them, like erosional activity, erosion, mm, deposition, and others which I have mentioned in the previous slide. So I hope you all enjoyed the lecture, and do your practice in this pandemic situation. And this is all. Thank you very much.